What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be talking about order types. I just had someone comment on one of my videos wanting to know the difference between limit order and market orders. I do have a video going over limit and market orders on TD Ameritrade, but you could also do it for cryptocurrencies, which a lot of you do not know, and I think it's very important too. So that's what this video is going to be about today. But before we dive into that, I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite tools, Delta Investment Tracker. This is an application that's available for both iOS and Android. I've been using it for a couple of months now. This application makes it very easy to look at everything all in one place with a beautiful interface, as you can see here. And that's right, you could track both your stocks and your cryptocurrencies all in one place. There's also futures and regular currencies, but I only have cryptos and stocks. Such a great app to just view all of that all at once. You could add all of your cryptocurrencies in manually if you have them on a cold storage. I find it very useful. A link will be in the description for you to check that out, and they're actually offering the pro version for all of my fans. So again, guys, check that out. Link is in the description. But let's dive into the video now. So we're going to jump over to Gemini for buying Bitcoin. It doesn't matter if it's Gemini or Coinbase, or maybe it's not cryptocurrencies. Maybe you're actually dealing with stocks. But most exchanges should have different order limits. It's very important. If your exchange does not have different order limits and does not give you the ability to do that, I would recommend finding a different exchange. Again, this isn't financial advice. It's all educational and entertainment purposes. But here is the lovely Bitcoin, and Gemini has a very easy interface similar to Robinhood, where there's really not too many buttons, just to make it as easy as possible. So you can see we have a buy, a sell, and a convert, how often, and then how much, and then easy buttons to click. Say we wanted to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. But the problem here is when we confirm this order, it's going to fill us for a market order of, as you can see right down here, 0.00174607 Bitcoin. So what is a market order? Market order means that it's going to fill you for whatever price it's currently at, or what people are asking for, because you got the bid and the ask. So just because Bitcoin says right now 57,259 does not mean you will get filled for that price. You may get filled for a less desirable price or a higher price. So where's the limit order? There's no other buttons on here. Well, that's because Gemini actually has an advanced platform, which is really easy to open. You click on account up here, you go to settings, and then we'll be in the account. You have your profile information, but if you scroll down, you then have trading interface. You want to pick active trader. It says advanced, don't get intimidated by that, but you can see right here, all order types and advanced charting. This is what you want, all order types. We're going to click on that, and then if we hit back to Gemini Exchange, the interface looks very different. Again, do not get intimidated by it. It's still the same interface. It's still just as easy to buy and sell. You just got fancy charting software and your order book of everything that's going on right now. So right here, you could see order types is now set for limit order. And if we go down, we could pick limit, market. We got something called a stop limit and some other fancier terms as well. So what does this all mean? Well, if you click on what is this, Gemini does a pretty good job of briefly explaining what it does. So a market order, which we already went over, filled immediately against resting orders at the current best available price. So that will just fill you immediately for whatever the price is. Limit order, which is what I do 99.9% of the time, filled at or better than a specified price. Any quantity that is not filled rests on the continuous order book until it is filled or canceled. This is what I do all the time. This is what I would recommend people to do. Again, not financial advice. I'm just teaching you the terms of market order and limit order. We have the fancier ones, but then we also have something called a stop limit, which some of you may be interested in. This places a limit order when a last trade price crosses the stop price of the order. Now, you guys may be confused, and that's okay. I'm going to draw some diagrams on TradingView to show you exactly what that means. So right now we're on the 5-minute chart of Bitcoin. Again, it's not just for cryptocurrency, it's for cryptos and for stocks. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. We're gonna get rid of that, we'll get rid of the volume. So we are just looking at the candlestick chart. So here's Bitcoin right now. We're trading at around $57,000. And let's get some lines in here. So let's say we want to buy in at 57,200. So let's do that. And I'm going to double click on the line. And we're going to go to coordinates and type in 57,200. We're going to click OK. I'll change it to green. Green for buy. So if I were to put in a market order for 57,200, it would not fill until it reached this price. And actually, this new candle that just formed would have filled me. So right here, we were on this candle. It was above my limit order price, but then the new candle opened and it hit down here. So I would have been filled. If we really zoom in, I would have been filled probably for 57,200 or maybe a little bit less, maybe $57,199. Now, if I didn't have this open, I could have been filled all the way up here at $57,224. Or I was setting it up when we were at this candle, I could have been filled much higher. But I want a certain price. That's what limit order does. And guys, I cannot stress how important this is. If we look back in time, this happened yesterday. You see this candle with this really ugly wick all the way down to $51,000. The price all day, this is your days. These dotted blue lines represents the day. It's been bouncing around between maybe 56,000 and 54,000. Some unlucky guy got filled all the way down here. And the reason why is because he was trying to sell his Bitcoin. Maybe he wanted to sell it at 56,000. He thought this is a good place to sell. I made a profit. And someone had a buy order all the way down here. So he clicked market order and the market maker said, all right, we got an order all the way down here. You want market order, which is just whatever's available. What's available is something all the way down here. And there's rumors that it was a really big whale that was selling $40 million worth of crypto, worth of Bitcoin. So he lost millions of dollars just by putting in a market order instead of a limit order. So let's jump back to Gemini. So right here, here's our limit order, right? So if we hit limit, price is at 57,000. We could change this. So we'd do 57,200. That's what we want to be filled for. And then quantity, you could do whatever. 1 Bitcoin, 0.01, whatever it might be. So say you only have a limit. I only have $575. That's where this comes in handy, because now I'm going to get filled for this price if it goes down to this price. And then I could hit buy. And then that order, I'm not going to, but that order will then be placed. And then as soon as it hits that price or better, it will then fill. Now, one thing you need to know is when you're doing this, and it's really simple. Limit, put in the price you want, put in the quantity, hit buy. Very easy. If it never drops back down to that price, then this won't get filled. So you could either cancel it or it'll cancel automatically depending on what settings you choose. So keep that in mind. So we'll look at that on TradingView. So here it is. Let's move our buy down to here. Say we want to buy at this price. If it never drops back down, so let's zoom in, turn off auto. So let's zoom in and let's pretend this is what happened. So the price kind of goes like this and then goes like that and then goes up. It never went down to our limit order, so it never got filled. So keep that in mind. People will put limit orders in and then they'll miss the boat, right? So you got to keep that in mind. But that's pretty much how limit orders work. Again, I use limit orders 99% of the time. But you may be interested in something called a stop limit. So this may confuse you. Why do we have two prices? We have a stop price and a limit price. What does that mean? And if we jump back over to their definitions, This really doesn't say too much. It's just one sentence. Place a limit order when a last trade price crosses the stop price of the order. So this is what that means. Let's say you want a limit price. You're a trader and you're looking at the chart, and maybe you're looking at certain technical analysis, and you want to get into Bitcoin when it reaches a certain price, or a stock, or whatever crypto. So let's do a stop limit. So say your stop is at, how about, let's just draw the line. We'll double click 57,500. If you could hit, or even better, how about new all-time highs? Well, not new all-time highs, but new highs for the day. So you want it to be above this candle wick right here, all the way there. So maybe this is your limit, or we can make it a cleaner looking number, about 57,900. That's where you want it to be, 57,900. If it could pass that, if it could break out, then you want to buy in. So let's change this color because this is our stop. So our stop will change to a pink or a red. And then we'll add another line, and we'll add that line maybe down here, and we'll make that green. Again, we'll give it a prettier number. So how about 57700? There we go. So what does this mean? What's happening here? Well, pretty much what we're saying is, hey, I don't want this limit order yet because I want to see if we could break out. So if the stock or the crypto goes up, in this case if Bitcoin goes all the way up, passes this line, as soon as it passes this line, that means, okay, now put in the limit order, put in this green line. So as soon as it passes it, then it says, okay, now we'll wait until it comes back down, and let's say it does, then it'll fill us right there. So if it does this, if it goes up and up and up, and then it never touches and it goes back down, it's not going to fill us. This green line technically doesn't exist yet. In fact, to make things even easier, we'll make this a dashed line. So this does not exist yet because it never crossed this pink line. It never reached this price. So that's what that means by a stop limit. It's saying, hey, we're not going to have this active yet. We're stopping it unless it hits a certain price. If it hits this price, then this will become active. So I hope that made sense. But how does that look over here? Well, you got our stop price. So if we jump back over, we have this at 57,900 and then 57,700. So how would we place that? Well, our stop price would be 57900, and then our limit price would be 57700, and let's say our quantity would be 0.01 Bitcoin. Again, we would hit buy, and then that trade would be active. And this doesn't just work for buys, this also works for sells. So you can do a buy or a sell for a stop limit or a limit. So you could have a sell limit. That would be, we'll just jump back really quick again, your sell limit. So if we have this, and then maybe above up here, again, if you're doing a short-term trade, we'll make that purple. So this is your target price up here. You want it to reach, let's say, 60,000. So 60,000, hit enter, so all the way up here. After this fills, so we have this happening, it's going up, hits that, goes back down, it fills, and then it's going. So this order was already in, and the price is at $58,000 now. As soon as it hits 60,000, you put in a sell order for 60,000. If Bitcoin could reach that, then you want to get out. So you want to take profit as soon as it hits 60,000, because with your analysis, if it's above 60,000, it's overvalued, and you think it will correct and you'll lose money. So how do we set that up? Very simple. We just jump over to the sell side, and this would be Bitcoin we already have, and we do 60,000. You want to sell that 0.1 for 600 bucks. We'll hit sell, and then that order will happen as soon as it hits that $60,000 mark. But guys, I hope that kind of sums up what market order, limit order, and stop limit order is. Make sure whatever brokerage account you are using has that option to do different types of orders. Market orders could be risky. You could get a lot of slippage and you may not get filled for the price you want to. And that would be you leaving money on the table or losing a decent amount of money. You don't want to do that. So make sure you know which order types you want to use. Guys, if you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Any questions, drop those comments below. As always, I will see you guys in the next one.